Arya and the Star Clock. The sun was a lazy, golden lion stretched out across the afternoon sky. And inside her grandfather's study, 10-year-old Arya was just as lazy. The room was a wonderful jungle of books and maps and strange, brassy objects, but today, nothing seemed interesting. She sighed, a long, slow sound that got lost amongst the dusty sunbeams. Grandfather Alwyn turned from his desk. His chair groaned a friendly protest. "Bored of all these old paper worlds, little starling?" he asked, his voice warm and crinkly like old parchment. "Come with me. I want to show you the oldest clock in the world." He stood by the door to the garden, his hand held out to her. The garden was buzzing with the secret life of bees and the smell of warm earth. In the center of the lawn stood a weathered stone pedestal. A thin, metal triangle pointed up from its center, casting a sharp, dark shadow. "That's not a clock, Grandpa," Arya said, crossing her arms. "It's just a rock with a pointy stick." "Ah," said Alwyn, his eyes twinkling. "But this pointy stick tells a story written by the sun itself. It's called a gnomon." He knelt and traced the crisp edge of the shadow it cast on the dial's flat surface. "Our planet is always, always turning, Arya. As it spins, the sun seems to travel across our sky. As the sun moves," he continued softly, "this shadow moves with it. It creeps from one of these lines to the next. The lines mark the hours. The sun's shadow is the clock's hand." He pointed to a carved Roman numeral, 3. "See? The shadow is just touching the 3. It's 3 o'clock." Arya's hand flew to her wrist. She pushed a button on her digital watch. The bright green numbers read 3:01 p.m. "Wow, it's real," she breathed. She looked from the sun in the sky to the simple stone on the grass, a new and wonderful idea clicking into place in her mind. "So the whole world turning is what tells the time?" "Exactly." Alwyn beamed, his smile as bright as the afternoon. "It's a clock powered by a whole planet." For the next hour, Arya sat with him on the cool grass, watching the shadow creep silently from one line to the next. It was the quietest, most peaceful clock she had ever known. But as the sun began to dip towards the treetops, painting the clouds in strokes of orange and violet, a question popped into Arya's head. "Grandpa, what happens when the sun goes away? How does the clock work in the dark?" Alwyn didn't answer right away. He just smiled, a slow, secret smile. He raised a hand and pointed towards the eastern sky, where the deep blue of twilight was being pierced by a single, tiny diamond of light. "That," he whispered, "is when we look to the other clock." "The other clock," he said, his voice full of wonder, "is bigger than any garden, older than any stone. It's a clock made of fire and distance and ancient stories. Tonight, little starling, I'll show you how to read the time in the heavens. Tonight, we'll watch the star clock."